Hi guys, welcome back to Butterfly Box 78. These readings are for Gemini singles. Gemini, this is your reading for all Gemini singles. Let's go ahead and get into it. This reading may or may not resonate. If it does, great. If it doesn't, I apologize. This reading would not be for you then. Also, these readings are for adults. So give me just a moment. Apparently, it's telling me not to shuffle yet. Let me meditate and figure out where I feel the most vibration. Maybe around the throat chakra is where I'm feeling. So there may be something that you need to communicate, Taurus. Oh, and look, there it goes. Well, sometimes, you know, the energy has a way of letting you know where and when you need to start certain things. It's beautiful. All right. Let's see here. All right, Gemini, Magician in the reverse. Nine of Staves in the upright. Also, Six of Cups in the upright. And the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So, I don't know what's going on with you, Gemini. But, whatever is being manifested, it's not being manifested in the right way. Maybe that's why the overall energy with the Ace of Swords being in reverse, because this is your swords represents all air signs. This is you. Whichever the case may be, you may be feeling depressed, or maybe not depressed, but maybe anxious, up all night. There's something that's really heavy on your mind, that's really causing some inability to get the proper rest that you need. The next card that we have out is Six of Cups, Happy Home. This may be, because we're talking about singles, this may be something that's more of a fantasy, like you're looking for something. But I think that maybe the person that you had been dealing with in the past, or somebody maybe that might be coming towards you, whatever the case may be, something's not manifested correctly. So let's see what we got going on here. I need to dive a little bit deeper to understand. So we're going to clarify the chakra wisdom. Maybe this has to do with communication. This could also deal with communication blockage. Generally, swords sometimes can also mean the beginning of a truth. But maybe somebody's not being truthful. Maybe somebody's lying about something. Maybe the person that you're dealing with, or that's trying to talk to you, during this quarantine season, which is what this is, a quarantine season. But maybe during this time in quarantine, somebody's just talking cash shit to you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody isn't talking to you, or whatever it is that they're trying to manifest isn't correct. They're trying to sell you the dream, that they can come in and make certain things happy. But the reason that the Magician is in the reverse is because they're lying. Could be a situation where there is a truth and they're lying about it. And I could almost guess that you probably know this. That's why it's kind of bothering you. It's keeping you up at night. It's like you know the truth. Generally air signs have a good pretty good idea. They're able to figure out the truth. Yeah, Two of Cups. So this person wants a whoever this is, whether it's you or them, they do want a partnership. The problem is that you may want this also, because the ultimate goal is the Six of Cups, which generally refers to happy home. The problem is that the manifestation is incorrect. And see, where we have the overall energy is the Hermit in reverse. This is saying that you should actually turn, to yourself. This is you not following your gut, that overall energy. You're not listening. Maybe because the two of you all have really great chemistry. Like the sex between the two of you could be incredible. And it makes you feel like you want to have, the emotional partnership. But the problem is that what this person, whoever it is that you had been dealing with, or this energy actually could be you, because Geminis tend to be very flighty. You could be overindulging sexually. I don't really feel like that's the case. I think that either you or them think that you guys are supposed to be in some type of emotional relationship, and you guys have great chemistry, but whatever is being manifested, it's not being done in the right way. This is very interesting. Okay. Okay, so it may be a situation all right, so I'm going to start here. The Queen of Cups is in the upright, so whether you're masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter, because currently the Queen of Cups is in the upright. She's very emotionally stable. She's kind of looked at as maybe the Queen of Love, as a minor because she's a minor arcana. Also, with the Prince of Cups being in the upright, there was an offer that was made, or there will be an offer that's made. It will be approached in a very traditional manner, and I think that it will include balance, or this is what you are striving for. You would like for things to be done in a more traditional manner. The problem is with the Ace of Swords being in reverse, it's almost like it's not going to be a new beginning, because whatever the energy is, whether it's you or them, the energy is incorrect with how you're coming in. That this could be yours very easily. You may just only want a sexual partnership with somebody. But whichever way it goes, I would say whether it's you or them, the problem is that this is keeping somebody up at night. It doesn't make them feel good, because I think that it makes them feel like they have more to offer. So you need to be careful about how you approach situations. And with the Hermit being in reverse, along with the Chariot, the Four of Cups, the High Priestess being in reverse, some of the motivation behind this is, it's like the heart's in the right place, but this person, either you or them, is still hanging on to something that probably has to do with the past. And whichever way it goes, with this, the Hermit being in reverse, I think that it's really important for Gemini, you to go inward, not retrospective, but introspective, and really listen to your gut, be with yourself, get with spirit, meditate, figure out what is going to be the healthiest solution to possibly, a partnership or whatever it is that you are trying to achieve. Okay, I think that there are a lot of things. It's like jail talk. They talk a good game, but once they get out of jail, things are a lot different. So I think that you need to be very careful about who's stepping towards you. I don't really feel necessarily a need for the wisdom. I just don't feel it. I think that we can go straight into the romance angel cards, because this message is really straightforward to me. It's like, it's just a very straightforward message. It's like, it's like you got great chemistry with somebody, and it could lead to a partnership. But because we're in quarantine, this is a really good time for, people to, especially the singles, to go inward. And I just think that that's going to be, even though the sex may be amazing, I don't know. Let's see here. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal your past, you may experience more love in the present moment. Okay, so I said this a little bit earlier, is that this could have been a past situation that you actually, Gemini, might be getting over. Even though the goal is for a happy home, partnership is going to be kind of relatively hard, because you're still up at night thinking about what you need to do in order to forgive and learning. Forgiving is the lesson, so it would behoove you to release this energy. You haven't, either you or the person that's trying to come forward, and I just feel strongly that this might be you, Gemini. You haven't moved on from your last situation. I think that you think about it a lot. I think you think about what could have been. We also have, this could be the one. So that last person that you dealt with could have been the one. The problem is that you have to learn. There has to be introspection and engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So, whether this is a past situation or a present situation, I think that it's going to be very important for you, Gemini, to go inward as far as, I think this is the biggest thing. Actually, we do need the path of wisdom. The overall energy is healing family issues. So there may have been something that, a lot of burdens, a lot of things that were going on. It says your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So there could have been family issues at the time where you were trying it, and maybe what this situation is that there was somebody that was wanting a relationship with you, Gemini, or you were wanting a relationship with the person, but the problem was that there were too many other things surrounding, the situation. It doesn't want to be shuffled anymore. This is too much of a struggle. Path of wisdom is okay. So 4 seems to be coming out. It's 4 cups. I've seen it quite a few times now. But the Four of Cups in reverse would refer to the person that wants to be with you or could possibly want to be with you. The path of wisdom is telling us is that they will have to, again, possibly go inward, or you're going to have to go inward. Even though the Four of Water represents abundance, it's an abundance of emotions. It's like there's love to give, but can you receive it? Life force. So this is all about life itself. This is the path of wisdom. You know, take control. Be the hunter and not the hunted. Take a leadership role in your life. There are many elements to life force. So just remember that you know, it's important to clear your own energy so that way you're manifesting the right things. And then Six of Air is clarity in the reverse. So if you're dealing with somebody and you haven't gotten over your ex or have had some issues with the family, I think it's important to communicate instead of hiding it. Gemini, it would be in your best interest to shed some light on the situation, communicate more, and so that way the other person is shown some clarity. It's a good time to start communicating with people and explaining why certain things happen, especially if they have a willing ear to open up to. And then the Mother of Fire, which is like the Queen of staves, is in the upright. It just means keeping the fire burning, passion, desires, you know, things of that nature, kind of nurturing what you already have. I think it kind of, to me, this goes with the Hermit and going in, finding that light within, listening to your intuition, which you're not. I don't think. You're just doing it, but not, you know, I think you think about it. Maybe that's why you're up at night, because you're thinking about things that maybe you can't necessarily control. Praying would be praying and meditating and manifesting something would be very good for you at this point. Let's go ahead and get the wisdom. What is the wisdom telling us? Confrontation, pick your battles wisely. Friendship, nurture your relationships. So I think that that's a big thing with Gemini. It's important for you guys to be friends. It's important to get to know the people that are trying to get to know you, if you want them to know you. You know, some of that is, you know, they can't be the person to wheel along the friendship. You also have to take responsibility in that. And so do they. In Battle of the Blues, take steps towards positive change. Yeah, so right now it's a really, really hard time. Everybody's, you know, in a kind of a depressive state. I'm hoping that, you know, Gemini, you have such powerful energy that it would do you a great deal to really spread a lot of your positivity, a lot of your joy around. And that will also help you yourself battle any depression or blues that you may have during this quarantine time. And the overall energy is vacation. Take time for relaxation and adventure. Well, right now ain't nobody vacationing, so yeah. But let's go ahead and get some angel cards. Let's figure out what the angels have to say. What do the angels have to say? What are the angels telling single Gemini? That's pretty. What are they telling us? What do they want me to tell you? What do they want you to know? Let's see here. Spirituality, strength, and be kind. So it would, always spirituality is great. Patience. So Gemini, I don't know that you guys have much patience. I've not known Geminis to have much patience, or really any air sign. Maybe Libra has more patience, but they're so wishy-washy. It's kind of hard to tell with them. Spirituality, definitely. Take it to God, take it to Spirit. Whatever is bothering you or kind of keeping you up at night, or whether you're worried, this is such a really, really hard time for people. I think that it's important to really focus on your spirituality. Your spirituality will give you strength. It will also teach you to not lash out at people. Gemini, you have, I don't know one Gemini that doesn't have a temper. And they will switch it on you like nobody's business. What do you mean have a nice day? You trying to be smart? What you trying to say? That kind of thing. So definitely, in part, this goes with battling of the blues. Being nice to people will also bring about positivity, and it will help you through this time that you might be hurting. Sometimes air signs have a hard time, especially Aquariuses and Geminis have a hard time. Sometimes we get very reclusive, so we will push people away. And that's not the thing necessarily to do, especially right now. It's coming together with folks, even if it's through text message, email, or just a phone call, just to be nice to people. Let them know that you love them, especially when it comes to family issues. It's time to start healing these things that are going on within the family, and definitely moving forward. And the overall for the angel cards is patience. I don't know if you can see that, or you might not be able to see it, but it's patience. So definitely be patient, because it does take time, and this is actually the perfect time to, really start doing these things. I'm not opposed to what they're doing as far as making people stay in. It gives you a lot of time to go inward, to learn how to listen to self and your own intuition. You're not paying yourself enough attention. Whatever your body, whatever your gut is telling you, you really need to listen to that. It's important, and it's going to guide you in the right path. That's why you have spirituality that pulled out in the angel cards, because it's important for you to be able to get with Spirit, God, Allah, and whoever, whatever you want to call them. And, really tap into those messages. Use your intuition for the right things. I think it's really important for you to understand that right now is a very pivotal time. Our environment is literally healing itself, all because we, are doing things different. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Sometimes you have to mix the old school with the new school. Back in the day, when my parents were young, things did shut down at like 5 and 6. You know what I'm saying? Things didn't stay open late. They shut down. People were with their families. This is how marriages and partnerships lasted. And I think that that's really, really important for you to understand, especially with the partnership card, to understand busybody and busy-minded, Gemini, that it's time for all of the world to slow down. Think about what is really happening, how serious things are, not to take life for granted. I think, Gemini, sometimes you have a tendency to get so caught up with yourself. it's unbelievable. So I think that, you know, Gemini, just take this time, you know, and takes a little bit of time out with spirit. Even if you're just sitting on the toilet taking a dump, just say a couple of prayers. Say a couple of prayers before you go to sleep at night. Manifest what you're wanting in the right way, and it will come. That's why patience was popped out, because you have to have some patience. It's not like all of a sudden it's going to happen. See, you know, Gemini, you're used to moving and grooving. You're not used to sitting still like this. You're like, do, 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 do. You know, you're like Sonic the Hedgehog. You're rolling all over the place, just getting your coins in. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, whoever it is that you're dealing, you know, you're dealing with so many different personalities and so many different people. You're not taking the time out to, you know, even listen to what your gut is telling you to do. So, you know, this was definitely a message. I didn't mean to rant like that, but apparently that was a message that I needed to express to you, Gemini singles. And I love you all. I love Geminis. But I will say that, you know, just practice safety, especially with the social distancing that is happening. Just be safe. And I love you, Gemini. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Namaste.